my most expensive solar mistake and how you guys can avoid it. This applies with not only portable power stations, but also full-on DIY solar setups. And my mistake is getting more battery storage than I should have because there are actually much cheaper ways to get extra battery storage capacity without buying battery capacity. I know that doesn't make sense, but bear with me. And so what's my guidance to you? Instead of buying extra battery capacity, energy automation. That's right, for a fraction of the cost of batteries, even though they're getting cheaper and cheaper by the day, if you automate your energy systems to utilize power while it's being generated from your solar on a sunny day, and then dial that consumption back on a cloudy day or a stormy day, you would be shocked at how much more efficient your energy systems would run. And today I'm going to walk you through how you could accomplish that. Now, I do want to say what I'm about to share with you can make a significant impact in how much battery capacity you need. It is not a 100% replacement for battery capacity. Batteries do one job and they do it very, very well, and that's store energy. But by making better use of the energy you're generating off your solar panels while the sun is shining, there's a high likelihood that you can make just as good of use, if not better use, of your energy as opposed to pushing it to a battery for storage and use later on. In fact, it's more efficient because you are using the power immediately as it comes in off the solar panels as opposed to losing some power in the conversion process to the batteries and charging them, and then losing some more power in the process of converting the power from the batteries back to usable power. So let's jump on my computer quick and I'll walk you through my thought process on how you could literally save thousands of dollars in battery storage capacity by simply doing energy automations. So I'm going to show you 3 automation systems that will work together in tandem that I think could make a tremendous impact on your solar setup. And they're so cheap. The first one, a lot of you are going to be familiar with, Solar Assistant. And this is not going to be a review about Solar Assistant or anything like that, but it is epic. Check out some videos and information about it. It does so many cool things for your solar monitoring. And this is very DIY friendly. You can build your own, Raspberry Pi computer or whatever. But if you come here to shop, you can purchase an already done device, pre-built, ready to go. $179 for the main one. The most expensive one's $219. So very limited cost to get into this powerful, powerful software. And the awesome thing is you get a perpetual usage, no monthly fees or subscriptions or anything, right? You own it flat out. And that's tremendous. Plus, you can set things up so that the data is just local. So you don't even have to use cloud information or anything. You can keep everything localized and your very own, which is awesome. If you scroll down here, you've got this huge list of compatible inverters. Solar Assistant integrates with Home Assistant. If you're not familiar with Home Assistant, you need to watch some videos and explore the power of Home Assistant. It is incredible what you can do. Once again, you can build your own Raspberry Pi computer to run it, or you can just buy a pre-made, ready to go, hit the ground running unit. So brace yourself again. This only costs $179, and that gives you everything you need to get up and running with Home Assistant. So those are the 2 brains of the operation. Now let's talk about how powerful this could be. Come over here to one of my favorite places just for bang for the buck and compatibility, Moros. Check out how many smart plugs and smart switches and smart relays and stuff these guys offer for really good pricing. I mean, it's insane how cheap this is. And from months ago, I think I even have a coupon code that still works for these guys that I'll be sure and leave down in the description so you can check it out further. None of this is sponsored, by the way. This is just me pulling together this automation system for you. So pick up, a couple smart plugs for, critical appliances. I'm picturing things like, maybe a window air conditioner, potentially even a space heater, for wintertime, water heaters. That could be powerful. Air purifiers, fans. There are so many devices and appliances that plug into a wall that you could use one of these, smart plugs for, or, the smart relay, or, the smart switch. Anyway, in addition to that, they have smart thermostats as well for your whole home HVAC system. So let me bring the whole picture now together. You combine your smart switches and relays and thermostats and stuff like that, and they all get controlled by Home Assistant. You also have your master solar assistant control of your solar production that is also talking to Home Assistant. So now think about it. You simply create an automation where you say, if my batteries reach 70% charged, then I want you to turn on my window air conditioner. If I hit 75% state of charge on the battery and have a minimum of 5,000 watts of solar coming in, then turn my whole home air conditioner down to 68 degrees. Or maybe winter time, if my battery gets to 90% state of charge, talk to Home Assistant and turn on this smart plug that's connected to an electric space heater. Run that until the battery goes down to 88% state of charge, and then turn off. Just different things like that to immediately capture and utilize the solar power that is flowing in. And see, now if you're dumping extra heat into your house when the sun is shining, or you've cooled your house off to 68 degrees while the sun was shining during the hottest part of the day, now you've got thermal battery basically in your house, and it's going to carry you through the night. And so now all of a sudden you don't need to run your air conditioning at night, thus significantly reducing how much battery storage you need for the night, because you don't need to run your air conditioner anymore. You can kind of see the thought process on how these automations for just a couple $100, less than the cost of a battery, could be for your house. Let's talk about those of you that have power station. Home Assistant is totally epic because there's this massive community and following, and most of the major players on the market, such as EcoFlow, Bluetti, Anchor, those I know for sure off the top of my head have plugins available for Home Assistant. And so while maybe you could set an automation on, say, the EcoFlow app itself for the inverter to turn off and on and act as kind of a smart switch for the power station itself, that may not be what you're wanting to do. Maybe you're wanting to power your fridge 24/7 with the EcoFlow, but then when it gets to, say, 85% state of charge, you want to go ahead and kick on the next load or something to utilize the solar energy that's still flowing into that. Because the last thing we want to do is clip or lose out on any of that energy that the solar panel is sitting out there absorbing anyway. You might as well use it. So you could go ahead and have one of these smart plugs connected down the line from the EcoFlow that turns on when the power station hits a certain level of charge, and then will stay on until the power station hits a different level of charge and then turns off. So I hope this is all gelling in your minds and you're kind of following what I'm trying to explain. I'm actually going to build a full automation system like I'm talking about, and I'm going to show you how it all works. I've already started, and I should have that done in a couple of weeks here. So be sure and stay tuned for that. Leave me your comments, you guys, on what you think. Do you agree with this thought process? Do you agree that investing a little bit of money, you saw everything is really pretty affordable for the automation, and automating different things to make use of your solar power in the moment, as opposed to just trying to expand the batteries, and as a result get better conversion rate for your solar, as well as potentially minimize your need of batteries because you're getting more stuff done that requires energy while the sun is shining, tapping into essentially the energy reserves of the sun versus having your own giant energy reserves at home. Let me know your thoughts on that. Do you agree? Do you disagree? If you disagree, why do you disagree? Share your thought process with us. Once again, I want to emphasize that you cannot replace battery storage, but I think you could probably reduce it and not need as much as you might think doing an energy automation system. Anyway, those are at least my thoughts. I'm excited to hear all of your thoughts in the comments. I've got links to some of the resources I discussed in this video down in the description, so hopefully that helps you guys out, do some more research and learning about this subject. This video, once again, is one of these 100% educational type, where I just share my thoughts and latest discoveries with you in an effort to help you learn and hopefully save you some money in the process. So if that's valuable to you, please reciprocate and do the 5 free things. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and hype. 100% free for you, makes a tremendous difference in the algorithm and allows me the ability to do these videos that otherwise give me zero compensation. I also have links down in the description where you can book a one-on-one video consultation, as well as submit a guaranteed to be answered question. So consider supporting the channel through those if you feel like that would be helpful to you. We've always got more epic content in the pipeline, so don't go too far. Everyone stay safe, and we'll catch y'all next time.